Day 5, Tuesday. Jutai. Harbor Warehouse District, Tuesday, 9:39 AM.
Have you settled down? The scene is being inspected without you. This time the body didn't disappear. However, you lost consciousness. I didn't expect you to faint. Seeing that corpse must have been incredibly shocking. I did not predict you to be the fainting type.
Oh, we did see this in a Somnium, right?
I suppose humans are unpredictable. Now that you're back, let's get back to business. You are conscious, are you not? Are you at a loss for words? Date, don't let negative thoughts consume you. Thinking that Iris died because of me. If I never took her to Ota's, this wouldn't have happened. If you truly believe that, then your brain is completely rotten. Or perhaps when you saw the corpse, your head became filled with images of blooming yellow dandelions.
What?
Oh, you're talking now. Was I correct? If you consider the situation logically, even an elementary school student would understand.
Huh?
Fine. Allow me to pluck some of those dandelions from your mind. I will ask 3 questions. Please answer honestly.
Okay.
First question. The cold storage warehouse was not in regular operation. But even so, the AC was on, and a minus 58-degree temperature was maintained. Why is that?
Why does the freezing warehouse have to be kept at freezing temperatures? Because it's at use, right? Alright. Maybe the AC is broken, the warehouse is being used to preserve something. Ice cream. Ice cream question. I kind of want to see what they say about ice cream, so we're going to save it. Ice cream?
Oh, I see you are back to making jokes.
Yes, I am.
I am glad to hear that, but please stay focused.
Fine. The warehouse is being used.
Why? For what purpose?
To preserve something.
To preserve something?
Yes. Let us move on to the next question. Second question. There was something strange about the corpse. Do you remember what that was?
Yes, left eye is missing. It was missing. Wait, was it missing the right eye? Oh, I'll say that.
That is a unique factor.
Yeah, it is the right eye. It's not the left.
But there was something else. Something more peculiar.
Covered by a cloth?
What is unnatural about that?
Isn't it strange? The culprit hid the body because they didn't want it to be found. But then they cover it with a cloth? That implies they thought that someone would eventually find it.
But do you know for a fact that the culprit hid the body? And even if they were responsible, it is not uncommon that murderers feel a sudden urge of remorse or pity for their victim.
So the cloth was a sign of pity?
That is a possibility.
It's completely frozen.
Iris's body was completely frozen. The temperature read -58. With Iris's weight... Just wondering, but how much do you weigh?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady that?
105 pounds.
I see. 105, huh? It should have taken about 18 hours to freeze solid. But we were...
Wait a moment. Before you draw your conclusion, allow me to ask my final question. Question 3. 2 days ago, Sunday night, you found a dead body in the cold storage warehouse.
Yep.
But afterward, you visited the Sagan household and discovered that Iris was in fact still alive.
Wait, doppelganger?
Why?
There's 2 of them? I'm gonna go you mean.
You mean...
You've got it.
I bolted in the warehouse like I was shot out of a gun. Unless it's a fake.
The corpse is completely frozen. Getting a more thorough look would require removing the cloth. However, we would not want to be disrespectful. You can use a certain vision mode instead.
So maybe it's like some kind of sick art piece or something. Let's have an X-ray. There's no skeleton? There's no skeleton, right?
I don't believe it.
The stomach is swollen slightly.
Oh, okay.
She appears to have been pregnant.
Oh!
How?
Do not worry. The uterus does not contain a fetus.
You mean after she was killed?
No. The fetus was not present in her body when she was killed. She must have been killed after giving birth.
Wait, what?
The distended stomach does not immediately shrink after birth. The expanded uterus takes some time to return to its normal size.
Why would anyone do that?
This evidence makes one thing perfectly obvious.
This corpse isn't Iris.
Hmm.
It's someone else.
Which means...
Iris is still alive.
Not necessarily. She could be alive. We haven't confirmed that yet. Multiple stab wounds with a single-edged, sharp object to the victim's back. Judging by the size and shape of the marks, the weapon was most likely a kitchen knife. This matches what you said on Sunday.
So this is the body I saw then.
Hmm.
Is there an estimated time of death?
Impossible to determine. This body has been completely frozen for at least 10 years.
10 years? She was killed more than 10 years ago?
Exactly.
Hmm.
Her identity is unknown. Her killer is also unknown.
I don't know. I don't know. We got So seeing this.
But there is one likely suspect.
Who?
Let's consider the clues. The scene. Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
Body's very sus.
Sunday night, we saw So here. And there is something else about So Sejima. We witnessed someone similar to Iris being stabbed repeatedly in So's Somnium.
But it wasn't Iris. It was this woman.
That is highly likely.
What we saw was So's memory from more than 10 years ago.
Exactly.
I believe that is the case.
Renju and So?
But we still do not know where Renju is.
That means that we need to talk to...
So Sejima.
A pitiful corpse. Just looking at her makes my chest hurt. Damn. Let's go. Sejima residence. Tuesday, 12:01 PM. Mizuki and Oda kept searching for Iris, but unfortunately, they didn't turn up anything. Iris's whereabouts are still unknown. I'm worried about her, but without any leads, we'll just be looking for her blindly. I should focus on the investigation for now. It'll eventually lead me to Iris, I'm sure of it. So with that in mind, I headed to So's mansion.
I thought I told you never to show your face here again.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Alright, so let's have a look at him. So is feeding the koi pond in the pond as usual. Question him.
I didn't come here for Shoko today. I didn't come here for Iris either. Instead, I'm here for a girl who looks like Iris. Did you kill her?
Date, look.
I knew it. You killed her, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've had enough of your shit, Congressman! You wanted to check on the body of the girl you killed. That's why you were at the cold storage warehouse 2 days ago. Where is Renju Okiura? You know where he is, don't you? You were at an Okiura fishery warehouse for a reason. There's definitely a connection between you two. And that's not all. Number 89 called your secretary. The same number 89 that Renju escaped with. Now tell me, where is Renju?
Suddenly, a gang of bodyguards stormed out of the mansion. In an instant, they surrounded me.
We'd like to ask you to please leave.
Damn.
Damn it, So!
There's nothing we can do. We did arrive without a warrant. We were technically trespassing. If he had called the police, we would be in a predicament. We would have been detained immediately.
Yeah, you got the proper procedures, Date.
Who would look after Iris then? Do you intend to leave your responsibility with Mizuki and Ota?
Ah!
Calm down, Date. We still have our lead.
Lead?
Before I explain, we need to discuss the corpse in the cold storage warehouse. Let's give her a name. Because she is frozen solid, we could call her All Ice or Alice. What do you think? Alice and Iris. I believe it fits nicely.
Alright, Alice. What about her?
Someone might be able to identify her.
Who?
Allow me to ask you 3 questions.
Again with this?
First question. You have seen this corpse more than twice. 3 times, in fact. When was the first time?
When was the first time we saw the corpse? Frozen corpse? That would be... Oh god, I don't remember this actually. Jeez, I don't actually remember. I would say 3 days ago. Why not?
3 days ago. Saturday night when I synced at Abyss.
Yeah, I was hoping you'll say that.
Yes. In the Somnium world, we saw the frozen corpse of a girl. Question 2. Who is the girl?
We don't know. A virus. Adrian! Who was the frozen girl we saw in the sink? It was Alice.
Now I know. That girl was probably Alice.
Most likely, yeah. So we have technically known Alice for 3 days. One last thing. The final question. In which Somnium did we see Alice?
What do you mean, in which Somnium did we see Alice?
I understand your logic. We did see Alice in So's Somnium. In that sense, your answer is not incorrect.
Oh.
However,
Yeah, but we didn't
I
see
mean
Alice's body.
specifically Alice's frozen corpse. Whose brain were we synced to then?
Yeah, who were we synced to? We saw Alice's body. Wait, I didn't play this for 2 weeks, so I'm struggling to recall the information. I'm gonna say Iris.
Last night,
Oh, sorry, it's Mizuki, wasn't it?
you saw Alice's dead body in last night's sink. No, you didn't. Stop guessing.
Sorry. Mizuki.
My roommate, Mizuki Okiura.
Exactly. You mentioned something about Mizuki's Somnium being some kind of prophecy, but prophecies are nonsense.
Exactly.
Dreams are not made of the future. They are made from the past. Therefore,
Mizuki has seen Alice before.
there is no other explanation.
How did she see Alice before?
Aiba, where is Mizuki now?
Where we went with Iris yesterday, the Kume Shrine.
The shrine? Why would she be there?
Unknown. She is supposed to be looking for Iris.
Okay, let's go.
Now Mizuki is sus? Come on, what is this? Everyone's sus. Ikumi Shrine, Tuesday, 2:40 PM.
Date,
Did you find Iris?
if I did, I would have told you already.
Right.
Mizuki is standing up. Okay. What are you doing here?
Iris used to like this shrine. She told me about all her memories here. We used to come here all the time. You know those steps in the front? We would sit there together and talk about things, like what gluten-free means, and eyelash extensions, and aerial yoga, and we would talk about all our problems together. Sometimes we would talk late into the night. So I thought that maybe she'd be here, but it looks like I was wrong.
Where is Renju?
I think Iris is with Renju.
With Daddy?
Yeah. Her note mentioned her most trusted person. That's probably Renju.
Yeah. I remember that mermaid girl saying something like that.
He was looking for Iris.
Does that mean that Daddy is the one who called for Iris?
It could be. So I need to know where he is.
But I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
Where's Oda?
I think he's searching Akihabara right now. Last time he checked in, he said he didn't have anything.
Alright, about Alice.
Mizuki, I have something very important to ask you.
I told Mizuki about the frozen corpse we call Alice.
You've seen her before, haven't you? 3 days ago, I saw her in your Somnium. The body of a girl who looks like Iris, Alice. Your dreams are built from your memories, so that corpse... Mizuki, please, answer me. Iris's life is at stake.
Well,
Huh? What do you mean?
about Alice. I told Mizuki everything. About how Renji ran off with the assassin, number 89. How number 89 is connected to So Sejima. And that Sejima is linked to Alice's murder.
I need to know everything about Alice. If I find out who she is, I might be able to solve the mystery of Renju and number 89. And that might lead me to Iris.
Mizuki looked down at her feet quietly. I could see the agony in her face. The silence lingered. Finally, she steeled herself, lifted her head and spoke.
Okay, I'll tell you about Alice.
Alright.
It was about a month ago. I saw my daddy crying in the president's office at Lemnis Gate. I was peeking through a crack in the door so he didn't see me. Daddy got up, then got into his car and drove away. I had never seen him like that before. I was curious, so I followed him in a taxi. That led me to the cold storage warehouse. He got out of his car and went inside. I followed right behind him, quietly. Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back. I hid behind a shelf. I watched Daddy open the hood of the forklift, and then, after a little bit, he left. I wanted to know what he was looking at. I went over to the forklift, and I looked under the hood myself. And then...
You saw Alice's dead body.
But at the time, I thought it was Iris.
They must have quite the similar features, eh? Why didn't you call the police?
What was I supposed to do? Daddy would have been in trouble.
So you kept quiet this whole time?
Yeah.
What did you do after that?
The corpse looked exactly like Iris. I couldn't believe she was dead. I just couldn't. So I went to Iris's house.
Huh? What's wrong, Mizuki?
Iris was alive. I thought I was going crazy or dreaming. I tried to convince myself that it was just a hallucination.
I guess it would be shocking. Did you talk to Renju about it?
What do you mean? I couldn't just ask. It would have changed everything. I thought that as long as I stayed quiet, everything would be okay. I didn't see a dead body. I wasn't even at the warehouse. I repeated that to myself over and over and tried to forget the whole thing.
Repressed memories are often the subject of somnia.
That's why Alice showed up during the sync.
I see. About Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
I actually met with one of the higher-ups at Daddy's company last night, before I went to Matsushita Diner.
Why?
Because you asked about the cold storage. I was curious. I asked around some, and I found out that Daddy was managing the warehouse before I was born. After my grandpa died, Daddy took over.
Oh, so he did take over.
In exchange for managing the warehouse, he gave ownership of the company to someone else. I guess he didn't want to let this place go. Or maybe he couldn't let it go. That's more accurate, I think. But I understand why. Inside that warehouse was...
Alice.
On paper, Daddy has nothing to do with Okiura Fishery. Daddy was still managing the warehouse. And he was the only one allowed in there, too. That was part of the agreement when he gave up the company. And the whole thing had to be a secret. He really stressed that point.
You'd think that would be suspicious from the start, wouldn't it?
Hey Mizuki, How long was he managing the warehouse?
For 18 years. That's what the man told me.
18 years? From that long ago?
Yes.
Iba, I need an emergency search. Missing persons from 18 years ago.
Understood.
Huh?
Date, I found her. The girl who looks like Iris.
What's her name?
Monica Ey, 19 years old at the time of her disappearance. A graduate of Eitoku High School.
What?
Oh. Oh.
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High.
Oh.
We've known each other for 20 years now. When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Ey, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
It's all coming together.
Alice's Monica. Hitomi's friend who went to the same school as her and Renju. But why? Monica's body was found just now. But even back then, Hitomi knew. She knew that Monica was already dead. Iba, where is Hitomi right now?
At headquarters for questioning. MPD still believes that the body they discovered was Iris.
Got it. Contact boss. Have them bring Hitomi to Abyss.
Roger that.
Man, everyone's sus, man. Everyone's sus. Police headquarters, Tuesday, 5:08 p.m. 24-hour stream. Hell no. I ain't got no energy for that.
You're awfully calm. You saw the corpse of your daughter today. You were called into the station to confirm her identity. And yet here you are, cool as a cucumber, even though you lost your precious daughter. Shall I guess why?
How can Hitomi stay calm? Well, let's look at all the information first. Information
Her
on
name
Monica.
is Ey Monica. She has been missing for 18 years. She was 19 years old at the time she went missing. Monica, Hitomi Sagan, and Renju Okiura all attended Eitoku High School.
Okay. The body found in the warehouse was Monica Ey, who went missing 18 years ago. Wow, my god, I don't know why I didn't piece it together right now. Is Iris Sagan actually the daughter of Monica Ey? I only say this because A, they say it looks like Iris, so they have the similarities. 2, obviously the red hair, and the fact that she knew that this person was dead and they had already given birth. So they must have given her child to Hitomi. Hitomi and Renju's secret. Anyways, she went to the same high school as Hitomi and Renju. Monica's autopsy report.
Monica's body was found completely frozen solid. Her right eye was missing. Her body shows multiple stab wounds from an edged weapon to the back of the torso.
Yeah, the right eye is missing. So the original Cyclops killing it as well?
The cause of death was those stab wounds. The murder weapon was most likely a kitchen knife. She was also pregnant until just before her time of death.
Just before. Monica was stabbed in the back. But it's probable that she gave birth before she was murdered. Anyway, where Monica was found.
Monica's corpse was hidden under the hood of a forklift in Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. This warehouse has been under Renju's management for 18 years. Mizuki witnessed Renju checking on the corpse. This of course means that Renju knew about Monica.
But so did So Tsujima. What's the connection with So? So and Monica, Renju, and Hitomi. What's the connection? If So witnessed somebody doing the murder, and it was someone that would provide enormous scandal to his position of power, say for like the fact that he did it himself, or the fact that somebody he knows has did it, that's close to him. Speculating, it's not going to get me anywhere. Let's continue. Monica's corpse was found inside the cold storage warehouse. Renju managed the warehouse for 18 years. He had to know about the corpse. Well, yeah, when Monica was murdered.
Because Monica's corpse is completely frozen, It is difficult to determine her time of death. However, her appearance appears to be unchanged from when she went missing 18 years ago. Thus, it is extremely likely she was killed around that time.
So her baby would be...
Just turning 18.
Bum. There must be information.
Because that body isn't Iris, and you know it.
Are you serious?
Yes. Her name is Monica Iwai. She was killed when she was 19. She went to the same high school as you, and she was your best friend. Isn't that right? Nothing to say for yourself? Hiding something? Maybe you killed her with Renju.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, now you're talking. But we know Renju committed a crime, illegally disposing of a body. And we can prove it.
Yep, we can prove it because of where it was found. Oops.
The cold storage warehouse where the body was found. It's been managed by Renju Okiura for almost 2 decades now. And witness testimony proves that he knew about the corpse there. And if I'm not mistaken, you knew about the corpse too, Hitomi. You and Renju have been close since high school. It's not too much of a stretch to think that he told you about the body. And I remember you telling me once.
When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
How did you know that she was dead?
I didn't.
Don't play dumb. I know you're hiding something. You know what happened 18 years ago. And you knew she was pregnant. You were her best friend. Of course you would have known.
Wait. I just thought of another thing. Did she get pregnant with So? And that's why you tried to cover it up?
Tell me. Tell me everything.
Date, she's not going to talk. Sync with her.
Let's do it. Let's sync.
Date, I'm sure I've told you enough times by now, but please, come back within 6 minutes.
Ah, I'll be fine, Peter.
I can't promise you that, Pewter.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not coming back until I find something.
Date, you can't.
Why not?
You know why.
Because it will take over my consciousness?
Yes.
But if it's only a little...
No, not even a little. If the sync passes the critical point, the damage will be irreparable.
But what does that mean exactly?
Well, talk to Peter. Let's look at him. Peter seems aloof. Are you two hiding something?
No.
What do you mean no?
I'm not hiding anything.
Then let's try it. Let's experiment with my mind. Then we'll know for sure what'll happen.
Fine. I'll just say it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah?
Pewter, tell him.
Me?
You know more about it than I do.
Well...
Well, what? Boss? Anyways. Alright, Peter. What happens after 6 minutes of syncing?
Well, first off, 6 minutes is not a hard limit.
Oh, really?
It could be 7, or even 8.
I don't care about the exact time. I'm asking what happens if you go beyond the limit.
Do you remember the story I told you about the egg?
Yeah, why?
If you imagine an egg as your consciousness, the yolk is what goes into the subject's brain. The white remains inside your shell. If you go beyond the limit, your yolk will not be able to return to its shell.
So I'm just trapped in someone's consciousness, or subconsciousness.
Because the subject's mind will start to take over the sinker's consciousness, right? I know that part already.
Indeed. But there's more to it. After the yolk is devoured, the egg white is brought through the machine next.
Wait. Wait a minute.
Huh?
And there's more. It's not just the sinker's brain. The same process eventually occurs in the subjects as well. In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced. Mind, consciousness, memory, they are traded. Switched.
Wait a minute.
The human brain has what can be understood as a memory limit. One brain can only hold one consciousness.
So it's body swapping. That's the whole ordeal is body swapping. I solved the case, people. Anything else?
Now you know everything.
Okay.
Talk to the boss.
Okay. Shooter's standing up. Okay, he is. Alright, boss. Why'd you keep this a secret?
I was unaware of this as well. This information is not on any accessible databases.
We had to prevent the possibility that the system could be exploited.
You mean like now?
Exploited? But
Even if it wasn't you, someone else might try. We didn't tell any Syncers this, including you. Project Sync is a top-secret project. It's a matter of national security. Even Syncers are on a need-to-know basis. Think about it. What if you were kidnapped by bad people who tried to make you talk?
bad people?
A criminal organization, spies from another country, those people. If you blabbed about Project Sync, the entire country might be at risk. You heard it from Pewter. The Sync machine isn't just for entering a person's Somnium. It can also be used to swap bodies between two people. Imagine what this machine would be used for in the wrong hands. That's why I didn't tell you.
You could swap with the bloody president if you wanted to.
We can't let this secret get out.
Swapping bodies between two people? Trading minds?
Remember what I told you earlier. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I got it.
I can't believe.
Are you really okay?
I'm fine. Start it.
Can't believe something that started off as a joke when I first played this
Let us
ended up being that very thing that it was going to be. Okay, so the killer can swap bodies.
By the way, everyone, the reason you can see me right now is because I'm projecting
Oh my
myself on
goodness,
special
I'm all
technology.
warmed up over that. I swear to God, if you call me a fridge one more time, you will not find your body. Oh, I'm kidding, Dante, honey. I love you. Kisses from Mama.
Sounds fun. Right?